You're back with another one. This time we got top 10 Fate series fights by VinnyTube. I already did it, but it was by AnyTube or Otaku Den. My fault. It was like Otaku Den. Now I'm trying to see what VinnyTube got to say about it. So make sure y'all like their video, sub to their channel, like this video, sub to this channel. And like now that I have at least knowledge of the Fate series, because before I was just confused. I had no clue what was going on. I just knew that Fate had good fights, is what I was told. And now I know they have good fights. Now I know a little bit about the characters. I need to know what I'm looking forward to. Because I'm still halfway through Fate Zero. Not halfway, I'm a little bit more. I'm like almost done with Fate Zero. I just had to stop for Hajime no Ippo because I found it randomly and I was like, whoa. And I got hooked. But you know, once I'm done with that show, I have like 12 episodes left, I think. Maybe not even. Once I'm done with that show, I'm finished that today. I'm be on this show again.
An epic that combines modern settings and legendary heroes summoned from the past, duking it out for the artifact known as the Holy Grail. I'm sure you've guessed what franchise I'm talking about by now, haven't you? If you didn't, you need to hang out on the internet some more. With how popular the series has become, it's about time we have a video on the Fate series. And what better topic to focus on than the fights? After all, a war for the Holy Grail's just as good as the fights that set the stage for the winner's coronation. On the other hand, who wouldn't want to take a trip down memory lane and relive some of the epic fights that Ufotable known for? Without further ado, here are the top 10 fights in the Fate anime series.
Rider versus True Assassin.
The first Heaven's Feel movie ends in a bang, giving us our first fight on the list, Rider versus True Assassin. As the film draws to a close, it seems that Saber's master is doomed to suffer the same fate as many who cross True Assassin. Yeah, right, you think they'd kill the main character off? Surprisingly, help is on its way. Just as Shiro's about to be finished off by True Assassin, Rider of all servants comes to the rescue. And this isn't the same Rider as the one that was easily defeated earlier in the movie. This time, she's faster and more powerful than her previous incarnation, and she puts on a show with her chains before forcing a retreat out of True Assassin. Just how did a servant that was so weak become the one to save our protagonist? It's anybody's guess at that point, but those familiar with the story know that the answer is closer to Shiro than you would have expected.
Assassin should be the deadliest one. They really wasted Assassin in Fate Zero.
Next
I don't know
up,
if he comes
we
back.
have Archer
I know
versus
dude got
Lancer in
another seal,
Unlimited
but I don't know
Bladeworks.
if like,
Everyone
Assassin
knows
can
him for the
die
jokes
again.
about him dying, but when you look at it from another perspective, Lancer's probably one of the strongest servants summoned in Fate Stay Night's Holy Grail War. He constantly falls victim to the biggest curse in anime while fighting, not being a main character. An even match battle quickly goes in Lancer's favor as he reveals that he is indeed taking it easy in their first confrontation. With all the shackles removed, Lancer proves to be without peer in combat, and Archer finds that out the hard way. Nevertheless, both combatants remain calm and collected as Lancer unleashes his noble phantasm, Gay Bolg. A full-powered Row IS barely protected Archer from the powerful noble phantasm. Maybe Gay Bolg secretly the most powerful noble phantasm in this war. Once you're hit by it, game over. The only way to survive it is to defeat Lancer beforehand. And speaking of defeating Lancer before he can use Gay Bolg,
It's the same Lancer, so his noble phantasm has to be the same. And my goodness, this Lancer be
Lancer versus
be
True
fighting.
Assassin. To be honest, I wouldn't consider this much of a fight, but more of a chase scene. A beautiful and cinematic chase fitting for a modern movie of the Fate franchise. Seeing a pattern with short, visually pleasing fights in Heaven's Feel? When you think about it, the eye test shows that Lancer has the fight against True Assassin won in all regards. He chases True Assassin throughout the city, and he outmaneuvers and overcomes all that True Assassin throws at him. Even with superior combat abilities, Lancer fails to catch True Assassin in time and is led to a confrontation with the shadow that's been haunting for Yuki City. Seeing the threat of this new enemy, Lancer attempts to use Gay Bolg, but is slain before managing to let loose the destructive noble phantasm. The fight is here to showcase the threat of the shadow and how a big player it is in the story. The look of disbelief on Lancer's face says it all. No way would True Assassin be able to defeat a servant of Lancer's caliber, but with the mysterious shadow by his side, masters and servants beware.
Damn. Oh yeah, that's the dude right there. Fate Stay Night got it. Like, my goodness, these movies be going crazy.
Our next entry is Shiro, Saber, and Rin taking on Kozuki and Kasta. This fight shows that while
not the
servants are
guy.
the mightiest heroes of legend, you shouldn't underestimate masters in a fight. Kazuki's one master who's trained himself to fight on par with servants and shows his strength by taking on Saber himself. It isn't Caster who manages to overpower Saber, but her human master. Something like that's unheard of, and it just shows how amazing a combatant Kazuki's become. With that impressive showing against Saber, taking down Rin wouldn't be much of a chore now, would it? So it's up to Shiro to save the day, and boy did he do it. He showcases his projection abilities in his attempt to save both Saber and Rin. Well, creating Archer's blades doesn't really get the job done, but the ability does shift the tide of the battle a bit until Kazuki and Caster make their getaway.
Do they? I know they reuse servants from different Fate series, but do they reuse masters too?
Fate Zero has the next great fight on the list, Saber versus Lancer.
Hey, something I've seen.
This fight isn't the first to feature Saber taking on Lancer in the Fate Zero timeline. Previously, Lancer always seemed to come out on top. However, the battles would always be interrupted, which results in a debatable draw. This time, Saber and Iris Veal confront Lancer for the last time, hoping to finish the duel between the servants and finally decide a winner. The two servants exchange blows as equals, and we see how much Saber values fighting with honor and a clear conscience. Unfortunately for her, though, someone whose fate is tied to her doesn't share her ideals. Yep, that fight's cut short by Kiritsugu's intervention. He coerces Kaneth to use his command seal in order to force Lancer into committing suicide. With that, Lancer dies, cursing the Holy Grail, Kiritsugu, and the world. And it's such a shame that such a good fight ended in a tainted way. Then again, all's fair in love and war, and Kiritsugu's the embodiment of that saying.
Why he about his business though? I get it. I get why he did that. He about his business. He said this is not no fucking game. This is not no pride, bro. Fuck your pride. Fuck your game. I'm the master. I got someone to protect. I need to do this. I understand. But like, damn, bro, that's a shame. He made an enemy for life. Because Lancer coming back. There's gonna be more Holy Grail wars. He probably gonna be like, you know what? I got you, but let me hunt this motherfucker down real quick. Make him pay. I doubt he don't do that.
Movie.
I doubt.
Midway through the second Heaven's Feel movie, Saber Alter manifests and has none other than Berserker as her first opponent. It's a key rematch from the previous movie. This battle's big in a way that it shows how far Saber in this new form has come. After losing to Berserker in the original movie as her previous self, Alter proves to be more than what Berserker and his numerous lives can handle. Few can have physically besting Berserker as a claim to fame, but Alter does it and more. Seemingly unscathed by the raw power of Berserker, Alter finishes the fight with her new version of Excalibur. Overall, the fight might not be that exciting or tense as the next ones that we have on the list, but it's a visual treat.
Yeah, that song part, that's gotta get cut out. They normally block that. They normally block out that. Okay, zero. Gilgamesh. Oh, that's Gilgamesh.
In Fate Zero, due to the sheer spectacle of it, this would be it. As the series approaches its end, we're treated to a final face-off between Ryder and Gilgamesh. After some words to his master, Ryder activates his noble phantasm and the fight's on. We once again get treated to the awesomeness that is Ionioi Hetairoi. Who could beat an entire army of soldiers forged by bonds in the spirit of the great conqueror? A red sword. That's what. Despite having his reality marble wiped by Gilgamesh's Enuma Elish, Ryder charges on. Enduring blade after blade from the Gate of Babylon, Ryder's sheer willpower keeps him going. It's glorious for Ryder. Not a lot can force respect out of Gilgamesh, but here he's finally recognized as a worthy opponent to the King of Heroes.
I guess that's a dub thing where they changed the King of Conquerors.
Opening our top 3 is Gilgamesh versus Shiro. Honestly, I'm tempted to put this fight higher just because of the sheer spectacle of it. This fight, in the climax, is largely one of the reasons why I like Unlimited Blade Works so much, even with the problems it has. After seeing how big of a Karma Houdini Gilgamesh ended Fate Zero as, it feels so satisfying to see him find his match in not the strongest of servants, but a boy who just really wants to be a hero of justice. Using unlimited blade works, Shiro manages to match Gilgamesh's sword blow by blow. As he admits, this tactic would be useless against the mightiest servants, but against the arrogant king whose sword spams those he deems beneath him, this is the perfect counter. Shiro outmaneuvers Gilgamesh's onslaught and caps off the battle with his beautiful version of Ro-Ayas. I'm sure that I'm not the only one who had goosebumps in this fight. Backed with, in my opinion, the best rendition of the Emiya theme jamming in the background, this fight is a must-watch. If you want something to convince you to watch Unlimited Blade Works, this is it.
Good stuff. Good stuff, my guy. Good stuff. Go ahead and get that dub.
In a close race for the top spot, Archer versus Shiro falls short in second place. They say your greatest enemy is yourself. That doesn't hit any closer to home for both Shiro and Archer. Being Shiro's future self from a timeline where he's grown embittered and cynical, Archer vows to take down his other self and break down the latter's details. What makes this battle so awesome is the fact that it's not a battle of strength. Come on, we all know Shiro's a capable fighter and that Archer's nowhere near the strongest servant in terms of raw power. But do you think that Shiro has any chance at all of defeating one of the most resourceful and versatile servants in a straight battle? Instead of a battle of strength, this battle is more a clash of ideals. Archer has the chance to quickly put an end to his young, naive self, but he refuses to do so. His enemy's not the boy in front of him, but the ideals that would soon turn that boy into the cynic that he knows. In the end, it's the stronger will that triumphed in this battle. Refusing to give in to Archer's taunts, Shiro holds his ground in his beliefs and grabs the victory that he should never have gotten.
He keeps going back and forth from the person's name and their class. Is Shiro a servant or a master? I'm confused.
So, did you guess which fight made it to the #1 spot on our list? Yep, that's right.
This is actually what made me want to start watching the
Kiritsugu
whole
from
Fate
Fate
series.
Zero
This
takes
fight
the
right here.
#1 spot. With Kirei versus
Two masters.
Kiritsugu, we have an unorthodox fight for
Hilarious.
anime standards. With the past entries, we've been treated to amazing reality marbles, excellent swordsmanship, and loads more. However, this
Like,
fight
bruh.
needs no such useless
How you do
fireworks. Kirei and Kiritsugu battle it out as foils, two people who are cut from the same mold, pragmatic monsters who are beyond right or wrong in their personal crusades. Everything in the fight is what you'd expect for a final battle between two masters, given Fate Zero's stellar reputation. Fluid fight choreography and brilliant strategizing highlight the rather short confrontation between two people who are essentially the same, and you could see it in their exchanges. Despite being this badass mage killer who doesn't give a damn about fighting clean and honorably, Kiritsugu finds his match in the priest, who acts as a wall that he just can't overcome. Instead of a slugfest, we're treated to a brilliant dance of assassins. Personally, this isn't just my favorite from the Fate series, it's also one of my favorite fights in anime, period.
Now imagine if they gave him more than like a couple months to train. If he had the amount of
there
training,
we
bro,
have
that'd be
it,
crazy.
The top 10 Fate anime fights. Do you know that the third and
That was lit. That was lit. I got a couple fights to look forward to, and I still got to figure out if Shiro is a master or servant. But other than that, I got a lot to look forward to. If y'all haven't watched the Fate series, go ahead and watch it. Watch it in the right order. I didn't watch it in the right order. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not watch it in the right order. I started at Fate Zero, then I later found out Fate Stay Night was the first one. I was like, oh crap, well, I'm finishing Fate Zero first. So, hope y'all enjoyed though. I definitely enjoyed that. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.